Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Rodney, and I'm back. And I just wanted to come in and run my mouth and talk about the people. Now, before we get into the mess, let me just tell this quick story. So, my freezer is still a mess. I think I was on live one day. I'm almost sure I was. I was on live one day when the maintenance guy came and knocked on the door. And I was like, oh, this is so cat out. I can't even do my job without the people coming knocking on the door. So the maintenance guy came and knocked on my door because I was having issues with the freezer. And I think I even remember asking, can I just get a new refrigerator? Because at this point, because my refrigerator and my freezer are connected, right? Like most people. I ain't going to say most, but I know a lot of people have, the freezer and the refrigerator. I don't have a separate freezer. My grandmother, shout out to my grandmother. Because my grandmother had my grandmother had two freezers. Okay, she used to have one on the outside. Yeah, that's how we lived in the real country. Okay, she had one on the outside of the house in the utility closet, and she had another one inside of the house. The one on the outside is where she kept all her meat and stuff. Okay, and sometimes she kept, my grandmother. My grandmother was country. She used to freeze bread. My grandmother froze everything. Girl, butter, bread, yes, bread. My grandmother would freeze bread, like loaves, like we call it we call it light bread. Oh God, we call it light bread. White bread, but we call it light bread. But anyway, my grandmother used to freeze everything. But anyway, so I have the freezer and the refrigerator, together. Um, so I had asked one day when I think I was on live, the guy, could I just get a new refrigerator, girl? Because at this point, anytime I put in a work order, it's usually pertaining to the freezer. So here we go again. I noticed probably about 2 weeks ago, the freezer wasn't creating any ice. But I was like, girl, whatever. Because I still had like a tray full of ice. Um, So, anyways, I'm like down to like I like when I drink myself, I like myself to be ice cold. I want myself to be so cold it feel like a penguin. Them put their fin in and stirred it up. Okay, that's how cold I like my drinks to be. So, anyways, I got like a few pieces of ice left, and so I put a work order in. Um, the guy comes, and I automatically get irritated. One, because I really wanted the maintenance man. It's his maintenance man over here. He just started. Sometime probably I think towards the end of last year. I've been at my apartment complex for almost 3 years and like 3 months. Oh no, this month makes like 3 months. Yeah, like 3 years and 3 months. And he looks like the rock. Yes, when I tell you that thing is fine boots. Girl, I said, who is this? Who is this? When I tell you that thing is fine. Like, fine. Like, fine. Girl. So, anyways, I had saw the reason why how I saw him was because they had sent out my apartment complex had sent out like a Christmas card, to the residents, like, Merry Christmas from the maintenance team. And they had all the maintenance guys on the photo. And that's when I saw him. I was like, I ain't never seen him around here before. And then the other day, girl, he knocked on my door because um, they were going around the apartment. I forgot what they were going into each apartment to check something. And my door was locked. They sent out an email. Anytime they come to your apartment, they always send out an email basically telling you to keep your top lock unlocked, so they could, even if you're here, they could just get in and get out. Girl, girl, I'm not that boy. Girl, I don't care. Girl, y'all gonna have to just wake me up. Y'all gonna have to bang on the door. Girl, I'm never leaving my top unlocked. I mean, my top lock unlocked. Not if I'm inside of. Now, if I'm not in here, I ain't got no choice. But if I'm inside of here, girl, all my locks are locked. Okay. So, anyways, of course, they knocking on the door because I got my locks. I don't trust nobody. Okay, and I suggest you don't either. Okay. So I got my top lock locked. And so I get about the bed. I knew they were coming. I think I was already actually woke, but I was just laying in the bed. I get out the bed and girl, I open up the door and girl, he's standing right in front of the door. He was like, "Oh, we need to come in and check." Blah blah blah. I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm just looking at this nigga like, but girl, that's the first time and the only time that he's really been. I've seen him in my building. Usually, when I see the maintenance man even walking around, it's like the same people. I think they have them broken off into like different buildings. So, anyways, girl, I was already irritated because I was hoping he was gonna come today and fix my freezer. And girl, I look up, girl, it's some look, girl. I don't know how this boy got this job. When I say he looks every bit of 14, baby, why are you even here, girl? You don't even look like you old enough. He's young looking. He's probably like 21, maybe. Probably not pushing 20, girl. But he looks very young. So I'm already irritated because, girl, my man didn't come. Then on top of that, girl, they just sent this child over here to fix his freezer. I don't think he know what he doing, okay? And I think he came before one time. And I was like, oh, girl, he don't know what he doing. I feel like he got this job because his daddy is probably the manager. I don't know, Chad. I just be making up scenarios in my head. Because how did you get this job? It's no tea, no shot. How did you get this job? You look like you're supposed to be working quiet as this girl. You know, some of the I almost said something real. Never mind, I almost said something that's gonna give me counsel. You know, some of the people will have their kids working. Let me shut up. Anyways, so he come in, he fixing the freezer. He start asking me questions. I'm just over here on my phone. I was actually in the middle of making my summer house Martha's Vineyard video. So I'm over here. I'm just on my phone. He started asking me questions. So when did this stop working? I was like, well, I noticed probably like a couple of weeks ago. I was like, but I really wasn't, it wasn't urgent to me, and I still had ice. But it ain't like my AC went out. It's just some ice. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be okay. So, anyways, he was like, "Have you rotated the tray?" No. I'm like, no. He was like, because I'm thinking maybe because if the tray was rotated, girl, he was trying to explain. At that point, I started tuning them out because why would I just go in the kitchen and rotate it? I don't know. It's kind of like I remember one time my friend had issues with her TV and she was trying to take the TV back, and they were like, maybe when you were moving the TV, you broke the TV. It's just like my friend said, a TV, when you really think about it, a TV isn't something that you just move. Usually when you put your TV in a spot, the TV just stays there. Like that's not what people do with TVs. So why would I go in the kitchen and just start rotating the tray around when one girl, the way that the tray is made, it's a part that sticks out. I wouldn't be able to turn it around with it wouldn't fit properly. So I'm just irritated with him. So he was like, okay, he got like a real quiet, soft voice. So he's like, okay, well, let me, I'll be back. I'm like, okay. So he leaves. He comes back in about 10 minutes. I hear a little tap on the door, and he walk in. He got a box. He said he traded out the he said he put in a new, I guess the box, the actual ice maker, he put in a new one. And he said that they're gonna come back tomorrow to check it. He said it usually takes about a day for it to kind of like start working. I honestly feel like he don't know what he's doing. I wanted to say, girl, can you send one of the men like the who 50 who been working her girl for about 20 years? Because baby, I don't know how you got this job. Two, you don't know what you're doing. Girl, three, I'm sure your daddy probably worked her and that's how you got the job. Girl. Four, girl, you don't know what you're doing. And then five, matter of fact, send that go like the rock over here. Because that thing is fine. When I tell you that thing is fine, that man is fine. Girl, no, like he fine. If you think The Rock is fine. If you don't think The Rock is fine, then he ain't gonna be fine to you. But if you think The Rock is fine, then you would definitely think he's fine. Anyways, girl, that's my little story time for the day. Let's go ahead and get into this mess. Who are we talking about first? Let's see. Oh, oh, girl. Khloe's daddy. Y'all don't know who Khloe is? Khloe Simpson. Okay. Her daddy passed away. I know y'all like, girl, her daddy been dead. No, 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 no. Her biological daddy. OJ Simpson. He passed away. This is according to the neighborhood talk. So prayers up. OJ Simpson passes away at 76 from cancer. So neighbors, OJ Simpson passed away after a cancer battle. Family. Ooh, is this on? Okay. Family posted the shocking news to OJ's official social media account, saying on April the 10th, our father, or Orenthal. God, you know, I never knew his name was. You know what's so crazy? I always thought that man's real name was OJ. Oh, girl, I thought that man's real name was OJ this whole time. So I thought that man's name was OJ. Oh my God. Oh, girl, I be feeling like a blood sometimes. I do. Anyways, girl. So Orenthal James Simpson succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asked that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace. Earlier this year, OJ denied having cancer after reports surfaced that he was in hospice. It appears he may have just wanted privacy. Let's keep his family in our prayers. I wonder how Khloe doing. Girl, they said it's not girl. You know, I know some of y'all gonna get mad when I say this, but I have looked at Khloe sometimes, even in the past, even before the new fifth face. I did look at Khloe sometimes. Like Khloe looked like she had a look black in her, not Lamar black inside of her. I'm talking about like I thought she. Well, I would look at Khloe sometimes and see like, oh girl, maybe she do got a black daddy. And then, girl, when you will see pictures of Khloe and then OJ's daughter, so you got to look at Khloe old face, her real face, girl, not the new face. Okay, if you look at Khloe old face, the real original face, and compare it to his daughter, OJ's daughter, they do look alike. And then remember, it was a rumor that came out also. Remember, it was a hairstylist. I think his name was Alex Roldan. I think that was his name. It was also rumors going around that he may be the father too. I don't know. It's been so much scuttlebutt about who the daddy could be. They say, of course, it's actually Rob, but I always kind of, Khloe always looked like no tea, no shade, but when you compare Khloe to like Courtney and Kim, she just did not give me Rob's daughter. Kris. And with Kris, Kris girl, I go up for Kris Jenner. Because Kris literally is the definition of she don't care about these knuckles. I want y'all to know that Kris literally is the G of girl, letting the girls know, girl, don't let these men run over you, you run over them. Let me tell y'all, let me paint this picture for y'all, okay? So y'all already know OJ, he unalived them white people, okay? They say he was innocent. Girl. So, he was proven innocent of unaliving Nicole, and I forgot the guy's name. So you got OJ in the courthouse fighting for his life. Kris had slept with OJ. Then you had Rob, which was her ex-husband. He was a lawyer of OJ's. And then at the time, before the transition, you had Bruce, who's now Caitlyn. So you had Kris in the courthouse, girl, in the same room with three men who she had all slept with. And girl, it wasn't no beef. When I tell y'all, Kris is the definition of I don't give a fuck about these girls. Girl, the definition. Hello, don't care. Kris said, "Baby girl, please, girl, you use them. You use them for what you can use them for. Then you get out, okay." Anyways, child, shout out to OJ and his family, child. All right, y'all, listen to this. This is according to Hollywood Unlocked. So Jeezy demands full custody. His daughter, Monaco, claims Jenny, who y'all about to mess this girl. You're not going to ever get this girl names right. Jeannie. It's not Jenny. It's Jeannie Mai. Girl, we're gonna call her Jeannie. Girl. So Jeezy has reportedly demanded full custody of his daughter, his 2-year-old daughter, Monaco, according to new court documents obtained by TMZ. In the documents, the news outlet reports that Jeannie isn't taking care of their child herself. Jeezy reportedly is asking for the judge to throw out their current custody and parenting time arrangement that they worked out in mediation and requesting that his daughter live with him full time. When the breakup first hit, Jeezy says Jeezy agreed to move to the basement, but his estranged wife moved out their home and took their daughter with her. I mean, if that's a setup that you can do, if you can, I guess everybody does what's best for them. Most people are not going to remain in the same house, especially after a divorce. You do have those couples out there who are like, like the Robin and the Wands, who are still together and do all that good stuff, right? But for the most part, I don't think most people live that way. Girl, when they break up, girl, it's two houses, two addresses, two cars, two, you know what I'm saying? Um, anyway, so the whole moving to the basement stuff, that was only going to work for so long, even if that was the arrangement. But anyway, but his estranged wife moved out of their home and took their daughter with her. Since moving out of the home, Jeezy is alleging that Jeannie doesn't watch the baby the majority of the time and has tasked her brother and mother with the duty due to her extensive travel schedule. He also added that Jeannie hasn't held up her end of the bargain with his parenting time for nearly 2 months. Overall, in the documents, Jeezy states that his daughter would have more stability if he had primary physical custody, according to TMZ. Girl, that's a mess. Because I know Jenny said she never wanted kids in the first place. That's what she said. I think that's part of the reason why her and her first husband got a divorce, because she didn't want kids. And on top of that, I think that man was kind of low key, like a little bummish. It was some white man. Not bummish, but I don't think that his career was going the way that he wanted it to go. And then Jenny got with young Jeezy. She said that she liked her dark meat on the side. She said she liked her dark meat on the side. Somebody said, I bet she wish she would have kept it on the side now. Girl. Hmm. Um, I don't know, girl. I would be upset. Girl, I done had this baby, and now, girl, now you mad because I have to work. I don't know. I think it's different. Like, I don't know. People do the best they can do. At least you hope that people do the best that they can do. Jenny has to work. But I also believe that children should have some type of stability and some type of schedule. Like, that stuff is important. Did Jeezy even have full custody of his other kids? Or I guess he just, I don't know, child. It's important. If the kids have to come first. Shout out to Jeezy, girl. Jeannie, girl, I know you probably like, oh, girl, I knew I never should have got. Girl, I know Jenny probably like, I knew I should have kept y'all niggas on the side, like I like I said I was gonna do. Messed around, girl, messed around and made this the main course. Girl, he done not and had a baby. He done divorced me. Now he mad because I gotta work. That's exactly what's going on, girl. That's exactly what's going on. Ice Spice to make acting debut in Spike Lee's new Denzel Washington led film High and Low. According to reports, celebrated raptress Ice Spice will appear in Spike Lee's version of the Japanese crime thriller High and Low, Americanized version of the Japanese crime thriller High and Low, based on the 1963 classic adaptation of author Ed McBain's novel King's Ransom. The original High and Low follows a shoe executive whose fight to gain corporate control is interrupted by an accidental kidnapping of his chauffeur's son. Girl. I'm not mad at Ice Spice, but I do think it's so crazy how like I don't know, child. I do think whenever I do see some of the girls and boys who like have one song and then they like, how is it that Ice Spice all of a sudden is making a movie with Denzel Washington? Now we don't know the extent of her role in the movie. It could be a very much just boom boom and you out, but still like Denzel Washington. But I will say that I remember the commercial that Ice Spice did with Ben Affleck, the Dunkin' Donuts commercial. That was really cute. I don't know if that's the same thing as being in a movie, but I do think it's a little strange that Ice Spice and Denzel Washington are even being mentioned in the same sentence. I do. Girl, like how did Ice Spice get that job? How? Like how? How did that even happen? I guess, girl. Anyways, child, I'll be back later. I need to fix me, find me something to eat because I'm a little hungry. All right, bye, y'all.